Separate note. Sanat Buddha Maitreya Kumara, the Native American-born reincarnation of the Christ, the Avatar, the living incarnated. Future Buddha Maitreya, said to be born in Oregon in 1951. As the planetary logos, he is known as the Yogi Christ and World Teacher, and is known by many names through countless incarnations. Connection of Zeus and Ra? Let's check it out. Starting out with Gnostic links, Zeus represents the three forces as one, acting through any initiate. This is why the Greeks, the Gnostics, called Yeshua Jesus, which is really Zeus, Iao Zeus or Hail Zeus. Jesus is talking about the 7 Jews, which in the book of Revelation is believed to be the 7 horns and the 7 eyes before the throne of the Lamb. In Gnosticism, Yaldabaoth is equivalent to the 7th heaven in tradition, which means that he's equivalent to plumbum, lead, in alchemy, Saturn in astrology, Kronos in Orphic Greek mythology. Zeus would be equivalent to Sabbath in some Gnostic texts, where he is the rebel son of Yaldabaoth who fights against his father in the name of Sophia, just like Zeus defeats Kronos in the name of Nyx in Orphic cosmogony. Yaldabaoth is equivalent to the 7th heaven in tradition. The usual archon count is 5 plus 7 plus 1, 5 over the abyss, 7 over the heavens, and the prime ruler. So wouldn't that associate Yaldabaoth with a sphere of fixed stars if anything? From what Elver understood, Yaldabaoth is Tin, Jupiter Zeus while Samiel is Lead, Saturn Kronos. Is it possible that Zeus is Theus is Deus, and Deus Pater Zeus Pater, Pater being father, is Iupater, Jupiter? Also, think about this always portrayed as good in movies, books, and the like. Zeus is cognate to Jupiter and, in my assessment, the Abrahamic god and or demiurge by whatever name you prefer. YHVH may be one, but I would say the false Yahweh. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Adam and Osiris are connected through their roles in creation and the afterlife, with Adam being the creator and Osiris representing the afterlife and resurrection. Adam is often portrayed as the god who created the world from chaos, while Osiris is the ruler of the underworld, where the souls of the dead journey. In ancient Greek religion and mythology, Zeus was the king of the gods, the god of the sky and Tundere, and the ruler of Mount Olympus, often depicted with a thunderbolt and eagle as symbols. Here's a more detailed look at Zeus. Role and symbolism. Zeus was the supreme leader and father of both minor gods and humankind. In the Egyptian creation myth, Adam, also known as Ra, created Shu, air, and Tefnut, moisture. Shu and Tefnut then created Jeb, earth, and Nut, sky. Osiris, along with Isis, Set, and Nephthys, were born from Jeb and Nut. Therefore, Adam is the ancestor of Osiris through Shu and Tefnut.
Did the Egyptians give Ra a nickname?
Yeah, so right after the Exodus, you'd had this huge impression where Yahweh had shown all of the Egyptian gods to be powerless. And there's a myth that the Egyptians came up with called the destruction of mankind that comes in the dynasty right after the 18th dynasty. And in that story, they give Ra, their chief god, a nickname. And you know what it is? Yahweh, which in Egyptian means I am I. It's the same as the Hebrew. In fact, there's a scholar, Dr. John Gwynne Griffiths from the University of Chicago, says that's the only possibility here, that they're referring to Yahweh. The Israelites, that whole Exodus and the plagues and everything else had seared such an impression into the Egyptians that when they're giving a nickname to their top dog, it's going to be Yahweh.
Adam and Ra were often syncretized, especially as Adam Ra or Ra Adam, representing the sun's journey from setting to rising. While they were distinct deities, they were also linked, with Adam being associated with the setting sun and Ra with the rising sun. Horus and Ra were closely linked, particularly through the solar deity. Horus, often depicted as a falcon-headed god, was seen as the embodiment of the sun god Ra in human form, representing kingship and protection. Ra himself was the sun god, and when combined with Horus, they became Ra Horakti, or Ra Horus in the horizon. Horus also represented Ra in human form as the pharaoh in Egypt. In ancient Egypt, Horus was a central figure, acting as both a god and a symbol of kingship. He was the falcon-headed god of the sky, sun, and weather, and also associated with royalty and pharaohs. The pharaohs were considered earthly embodiments of Horus, and he was often depicted as their protector and defender. Key points about Horus and the pharaohs. Horus is a deity. Horus was a powerful deity, the son of Osiris and Isis, and he avenged his father's death, becoming the rightful king of Egypt. The Greeks as well did indeed integrate Egyptian deities into their own pantheon through a process called interpretatio Graeca, where foreign gods were identified with or assimilated into existing Greek deities. Amun-Ra, a prominent Egyptian deity, was frequently associated with Zeus in Greek and Roman mythology. Amun-Ra and Horus were linked through several symbolic and mythological connections in ancient Egyptian religion, particularly during the New Kingdom. Amun-Ra, the sun god and creator deity, was often associated with the pharaoh, who was seen as a living embodiment of Horus. This connection highlighted the pharaoh's divine authority and their role in maintaining order in the land. The link between Ra and Brahma, while not a direct one in a historical or mythological sense, is explored by some scholars who see parallels in their roles as creators and their origin stories. Some propose an etymological connection between Ra, Egyptian sun god, and Brahma, Hindu creator god, suggesting they may share a common root. Others point to similar themes of creation from water or a lotus flower in their respective mythologies.